thank you first off for all of it. Braving the weather, we did change the location back here to make sure, and let me tell you why we're doing that. We're doing that because I'm blessed in the fact that this district is the only district that has two Lincoln Douglas Day debate sites. It's the week of President's Day, and it would be appropriate to announce the launch of the new campaign here. Let me tell you that it's been an honor to serve you for this short year, and it's been quite the learning experience. But I'm going to try to get to my notes here. As your representative, my job has always been to serve you, and what a blessing it's been, and I thank you for that. But that's why I've started, and let me go over what we've done in this last year. One, we've conducted public meetings in every county, and some more than one meeting, so that we could reach out to the people, because you can't represent people unless you have an open door policy to hear and understand and listen to their concerns. Now, we expanded on that. We also had, and this is, when I look at this number that has been put together in my notes, know that we had teletown hall meetings. In those teletown hall meetings, we've had so many that we've been in contact and had on the line over 100,000 people in a year. And have their input and have them understand what we're doing and what we're doing. We created Take Your Congressman to Work Day, which was kind of a unique situation, and I've been everything from a bakery up the street here to every factory you can imagine, including in the southern part of the district, a factory that makes armament and armor shells that are used in fighting our wars. And I'm also have done the best I can, and I think the number is 2 weekends over the entire year that I did not make it home, to make sure I keep in touch with my family. And that's not just going to my home, that's going all over the district during that time. Now, when issues come up, we've responded fairly quickly, and we're standing right here. One of the most important issues happened just a few weeks ago and a few months ago, and we're fighting floods right here. But it wasn't just here. Understand that flood affected my district all the way from Alton to Cairo. And every time that we were fighting as it crested along each place along the battle, because that's what it was, to try to protect the property. During that time, we also had problems with some farms flooding and stuff like that, but we've been working with farmers to get emergency loans for them. I voted against Obamacare several times, and have fought to increase Medicaid premiums for our seniors as a result of changing those things around. We're working hard to make a difference. But let me tell you that the efforts and the things that are occurring in the district aren't different than what they were whenever I started. One of the most important things that is to this area is jobs. And you know, every one of you should know that I'm, as a small business owner, how important that is to me here in Southern Illinois. But I've tried to cut through the politics and playing games in Washington to actually work on these jobs. And one of the first things that happened 1 month after I came and was sworn into office is when we got notice of 2,000 jobs right here in Granite City, that we could possibly lose them. And we started in on an effort working with other members, but I took the lead on carrying the legislation forward to try to stop and correct the issue in our trade bills and our trade language that would allow us to put guards up to make sure that we could quickly resolve any problems and stop the dumping that occurs that changes not only steel but many other of our products. When we worked with the legislature and the members that I worked with, and we got it moved, and working with Rodney Davis, the day that we knew it was actually going to move, and it got moved in 2 different locations, one of the more senior members of the Ways and Means came to me and said, you know, we've been trying to change that since 1972. Well, that was signed into law, and the legislation was passed, signed into law, and even though we know we're suffering from kind of the recoil, we know that as we move forward, those things should not start happening again. So I also introduced several pieces of legislation to cut red tape on small business, because we've got to make sure that our small businesses continue to grow. And the first bill that I actually served in, or was co-sponsor of in Congress, was making sure that veterans find work. let me tell you that the importance of jobs is one thing, but the one thing that is vitally more important than that, because you can have all the jobs in the world, and if we're controlled by other nations, or if they invade us and we're not keeping us safe, then we're not doing our job. You know, as a Marine, I knew that we couldn't hide.